Speaking of ruthless aggression, Jon Moxley is the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Got a big win over Chris Jericho at Revolution?
Revolution, yeah.
Revolution, I think it was called. What do you think about that? Jon Moxley's the new guy.
Well, Jericho's been running with it since the title, was enacted earlier last year. And I think it was time for a change. And I think that Jon Moxley is the guy to go with. I mean, you remember when he made his entrance on that Double or Nothing stage, back in Las Vegas. I think that was in April or May of last year. It sent shockwaves. I mean, everyone was excited to see Jon Moxley. And I think that he's a guy who, if you're going to get behind somebody who the fans connect with, even in WWE, when he was Dean Ambrose, the fans connected with Jon Moxley. And I think that giving him a run at the championship is good. And you know what's crazy is, I even remember asking you, we saw the now AEW champion Jon Moxley when we were in Las Vegas. We ran into him and Renee Young, and he had the eye patch on. And I think I asked you, or maybe I mentioned it to Jerry. I was like, hey, I wonder if that's legit. Like, I didn't know. Oh, I said, I think that is legit. I thought it was just doing it for television, but I guess he has a real eye injury. And then during the match, he takes the eye patch off. And I'm like, was I getting worked this whole time? I mean, Jon Moxley seems like he's one of those guys who takes it to the old school. He takes what he does seriously. And I think that, why not Jon Moxley?
Amen. I'm loving everybody. Back to Jon Moxley. What do you think this says about AEW? Their first two world champions being an ex-WWE guy. But actually, both of them
ex-WWE guys.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I'm a tale of two
Eric
minds.
Bischoff was talking about this too.
What did Bischoff
Eric was
say?
talking about AEW, not coming up with any original ideas and stealing and ripping off WCW ideas. What do you think? What do you think is any of validity in that?
So I think it's hard for them, right? Because at least this is my opinion. None of the guys who are AEW originals at this moment in time are big enough stars to where they're known by a casual audience or known even by a WWE audience. A lot of WWE people aren't watching AEW and they might not know the names. And I think that when they put it on Chris Jericho, it was smart because Jericho, that's the biggest name that you have in the entire company. More wrestling fans are going to know Chris Jericho than anybody else. And I think that they're in that situation where they got to rely on guys right now who have notability. And Jon Moxley's a guy who has notability and notoriety.
But what about all the smart marks who always crying and moaning and groaning about WWE guys and not giving the young guys a shot? What about those guys?
I think that you got to talk to them because I agree with you. It sounds a little hypocritical. If you're not upset about, the young guys not getting a shot in AEW or in WWE, you got to be the same. You have to have the same mindset. You got to keep that same energy when you're talking about AEW because love Chris Jericho, not the youngest guy in the world. You know what I mean? Jon Moxley spent a lot of time in WWE. He's still relatively young. Obviously, he's not over the hill by any means, but he's still a guy who spent a large part of his career in WWE and West where he gained the most notoriety. And so I think there's definitely credence to that argument. I'm one of the people who it's like, you put the title on the guy who can put the most butts in the seats and does the best in the ring, whether that's Goldberg at 53 years old, whether that's The Undertaker at 54 years old, whether that's Chris Jericho at 52 or 3 years old, however old he is. Whoever is the biggest star and does the best work and can draw the most eyeballs, that's who you put the ball on. That's who you give the ball to, I should say.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
That's who should have the balls. I mean, yeah. Yeah, but I look at it.
Congrats to Jon, though.
No, congratulations to Jon Moxley. He's a good guy. He's definitely a guy that's well deserving. The husband of my partner, Renee Young, and I'm sure probably people wondering, man, Renee, man, she's married to the AEW champion. I wonder what it's like in her household. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm gonna find out tomorrow night.
You're gonna ask her on TV?
Heck yeah, I'm gonna ask her.
What's it like being married to the AEW champion?
What's it like being married to the AEW World Heavyweight Champion? You know what I'm saying? Like that.